Republicans, as I've told you before, decide they're going to do a pledge to America. They decide, hey, you know what, this is going to come from the people. They get a website up and running. They ask people, what's the thing that you want most? What comes in number one right before they release Pledge to America is, hey, make sure you don't give tax breaks to companies that offshore jobs. Number one on the Republican voter list. So today the Democrats put together a bill. They introduce it to eliminate tax breaks for companies that offshore American jobs. Perfect. Everybody wins, right? Because they just agreed to the number one Republican priority. Guess what happened? Anybody want to guess? Of course, filibustered. Republicans killed it. Of course they killed it. Of course they killed it. God forbid anything should pass, right? Even if they propose it, even if it's the number one priority for their own voters. But you see, the thing is, they didn't propose it, and they don't give a damn about their voters. You know who's against this bill? The United States Chamber of Commerce. That's the right-wing business organization that actually rules the Republican Party, that actually owns the Republican Party, and their bosses, the Republican Chamber of Commerce, is the boss of the Republican Party, and they told them, I don't give a damn what your stupid poll said, or your website, or your stupid pledge. No, we're going to make more money offshoring jobs, so you're going to vote against that bill, and you're going to kill it. And of course, the Republican political officials bowed their head, and they're like, oh, of course, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Chamber of Commerce. Yes, yes. And they killed the bill. So if you're a Republican voter, to you. That's what the Republican Party thinks of you, right? Why'd they do that? Because the Chamber of Commerce, you got those quotes from me, Jesus? Let me show you a letter that the Chamber of Commerce sent the Senate in opposition to this bill. Okay, go ahead, put that up. They say in their letter, the concept of economic growth is not a zero-sum game. Replacing a job that is based in another country with a domestic job does not stimulate economic growth or enhance the competitiveness of American worldwide companies. Leave it up for a second. You see that? Replacing a job that is based in another country with a domestic job does not stimulate economic growth. What they're saying is, yeah, of course we're offshoring your jobs. But telling us to stop doing that doesn't help the economic growth of our executives. I mean, the American economy. Wait, of course it doesn't help the American economy if you move jobs abroad. Anybody with 2 bits of sense can tell you that. But they say, oh, well, look, it doesn't help our bottom line. And our bottom line is the equivalent of the American economy. And if we're hiring Filipinos instead of you, so what? We just got richer. Ha ha. And we already bought the Republican Party, and they did our bidding. It's gone. Now, if that weren't clear enough for you, now here's Tom Donahue. He was the head of the Chamber of Commerce. This is a letter he wrote in 2004. Go ahead and put that up, Aces. So he's going to tell us, yeah, look, we might have lost some jobs. So what? They're just American jobs, and what do we care? We're multinational corporations. Let's read you the quote here. He says, the outsourcing deal over 3 or 4 or 5 years, and the 2 or 3 sets of numbers are only going to be, maybe 2, maybe 3 million jobs, maybe 4. So if we lose 3 or 4 million American jobs, what difference does it make? You don't understand. Everybody in the Chamber of Commerce just got a little richer. Oh, you lost your jobs. Who cares? Who cares? Republican Party, deal with these riffraff. Go. I don't want to hear from them anymore, okay? I plan to get another $1 million in bonuses, right? So he just said, oh, yeah, I don't mind losing 3 or 4 million American jobs. They've said over and over again. By the way, who helped them to kill this bill with their filibuster? Of course, 4 conservative Democrats, obviously. Ben Nelson. The president wants me to help Ben Nelson. Ben Nelson's going to help offshore jobs. But understand this. This is really important. Look, I think jobs are going to get offshored. And I might not like that, but I think that's a phenomenon that's happening. But this is not about that. We're giving tax breaks to companies that offshore jobs. Now, how does that make any sense? That's crazy talk. Why would we give somebody an incentive to offshore our job? Because they pay our politicians. Our politicians are bought and sold. But the president wants me to help Ben Nelson. Screw Ben Nelson, because he's willing to screw you. The minute he gets that paycheck from the Chamber of Commerce, Ben Nelson turns around and pretends to be conservative. You think the conservative people in Nebraska want their jobs shipped abroad? That's what you think they want? They don't want that. And you're just using it as a pretense so you can sell them down the river for an extra couple of bucks. either for your campaign or later when you retire and you become a lobbyist or a consultant for those same companies. So other guys on that list, Mark Warner, a Democrat from Virginia who's so business friendly. I'm not surprised by that. Of course, Max Baucus from Montana. The guy I'm disappointed by, John Tester in Montana. So all these four guys threw the American workers under the bus so they can get paid a little better. And they joined the Republican Party, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of multinational corporations, in taking your jobs and sending them abroad and giving financial incentive to do that to companies. Enjoy. That's the current state of our politics. And then the people in Washington can't figure out why we're frustrated. They tell us to stop whining. Oh, we've done so much for you. Why don't you stop whining? Now, to be fair, by the way, the White House is in favor of this bill, and a majority of Democrats are. And if you think voting for a Republican will help you with this, well, you're either stupid or ignorant because you don't understand anything. They can't wait to kill your job for an extra nickel in their pocket.